In this tutorial I am going to show you how you can import medical scans or any other stacks of images as volumes in Blender 3.0 with the help of my shader node group setup. The required Blender file is linked in the description, and it can be downloaded for free. First, you need your scan data to be a stack of regular images. There are quite a few different medical scan formats out there for different types of scans. But there are also scripts on GitHub and other programs that you can use to convert those medical scans into regular images. I won't be covering the conversion part, but I recommend that you use a file format that can store 32 bits of information for good results. I am using the TIFF file format because I found a script on GitHub that can convert NIF files into TIFF. In order to properly map the 2D images into a 3D volume in the shader editor, you're going to have to use UDIMs as a hack. All you need to do to convert a regular image stack into UDIMs is to change the numbering system. In my case, I use the bulk rename utility program to do this. The numbering must always start with 1001. Now that we have prepared our files, we can go into Blender. First I'm going to change my render engine to cycles and GPU rendering, and I will also disable the world lighting and create a point light. Now I'm going to append the volume object from the UDIMs to volume Blender file. The setup that converts 2D images into a 3D volume is made with a node group inside the shader editor. I'm going to load the images and change the color space from sRGB to non-color. In the node group I have to define the number of slices, which means the number of images in the stack. Because my data is overexposed, I also have a map range node that corrects it, and it also clips some noise. Now you can see that my scan is deformed. I'm going to fix that by resizing the domain with the help of the geometry nodes modifier. For the X and Y dimensions I will use the image dimensions, and for the Z dimension I'm going to use the slice count. This setup should also work with Eevee, but the geometry nodes part in the files that are too large break it. You can now edit the volume with math and procedural textures inside the shader editor and then render it. I hope that this setup helps you with rendering medical scans. And I also hope that there might be a more native way of doing it inside of Blender in the future with a geometry nodes implementation. This tutorial was voiced by GLaDOS using the 15AI project. Hugs and kisses.